There's something wrong with cats. Not wrong like broken. Wrong like whoever designed this creature was clearly cheating. Because the more you look at what a cat's body can actually do, the more it stops making sense. These aren't just cute little animals that sleep on your couch. These are walking anomalies, biological exploits, features that exist in a body this small that have no right being there. And today, we're going through all of them, one by one. Like a bug report nobody filed. The first one you've probably seen 100 times, but never really stopped to think about. Watch your cat's eyes the next time something moves fast across the room. In less than a second, their pupils go from a thin vertical slit, barely a line, to two massive black circles that swallow almost the entire eye. That's not a mood, that's hardware. Most animals have round pupils. Humans have round pupils. You know what else has vertical slit pupils? Ambush predators. Animals that hunt by staying completely still, then striking at the exact right moment. The slit shape gives cats something round pupils can't: extreme depth control. They can have an almost infinite depth of field at one end and an extremely shallow, hyper-focused field at the other, all by just relaxing or tensing one muscle. In bright light, the slit closes to protect the retina. In low light, it blows open to absorb every photon available. The entire dynamic range of that adjustment happens in about 300 milliseconds. Your phone camera takes longer to adjust than that. Second feature, and this one bothers people more than they expect. You're in bed, the lights are off. Your cat walks in, and for a second, their eyes catch the faintest bit of light from under the door and glow. Not reflect, glow. Green, blue, sometimes gold. That's not a horror movie effect. That's a structure called the tapetum lucidum, a layer of tissue that sits behind the retina and acts like a mirror. When light enters the eye and passes through the retina without being fully absorbed, the tapetum bounces it back through the retina a second time. The eye gets two chances to process the same photon. The result? Cats can see in light conditions that are functionally complete darkness to us. Not full night vision, but in a room where you see nothing, your cat sees shapes, movement, edges. They are running a different visual software than you, in the same room, at the same time. Third, this is the one that breaks people's brains the most when they actually think about it. Drop a cat. From almost any height, at almost any angle, they land on their feet. Not sometimes, almost always. And the part that makes no sense is how fast it happens. Cats have been filmed falling and beginning their rotation within milliseconds of leaving the surface, before gravity has even had time to fully register. This is called the righting reflex, and it doesn't work the way most people think. It's not one movement, it's a sequence. The cat first rotates its head to align with the horizon, then its front body follows, then the back half, all while the spine is bending in ways that allow the front and back to rotate somewhat independently. The tail acts as a counterweight throughout the whole process. And here's the part that makes physicists genuinely uncomfortable. This all happens without the cat pushing against anything. No surface, no air resistance worth mentioning at low heights, just internal rotation. The cat is changing its own orientation in free fall, using only its body. There is no human technology that replicates this cleanly. Robotics engineers have been studying it for decades. we still can't build something that does it as reliably, as fast, or in as many configurations as a sleeping cat falling off a couch. Fourth, this one looks like a glitch every single time it happens. You have a box, a bag, a bowl, a gap between two pieces of furniture that you would measure in centimeters and dismiss immediately. Your cat looks at it, walks toward it, and gets in. It never fits, and then it does. Here's what's actually happening. Cats have a collarbone, a clavicle, but it's not attached to the rest of the skeleton the way ours is. In humans, the clavicle connects the shoulder to the sternum and forms a rigid structure. In cats, the clavicle floats. It's held in place by muscle alone. This means the front of their body can compress, rotate, and angle in ways that rigid skeletal structures simply cannot allow. Their spine also has an unusually high number of vertebrae with more elastic connective tissue between each one. This is why cats can twist their torso nearly 180 degrees. This is why they can fit into spaces their own skull can pass through, because the skull is often the widest point. They're not defying physics. They're just built with tolerances that feel illegal. Fifth, and this is the one that most people have felt but never had a name for. Your cat is across the room, not looking at you, not moving toward you. And then, without any obvious signal, they suddenly turn their head and stare directly at you. You hadn't moved. You hadn't made a sound. You were barely breathing. Cats have hearing that operates in a frequency range that extends significantly beyond what humans can detect. They can hear ultrasonic sounds, the kind made by electrical equipment, plumbing, and the specific sound profile of a human shifting their weight or changing their breathing pattern before they move. They also have 32 muscles in each ear. Humans have 6. Their ears operate independently, rotating up to 180 degrees, triangulating the source of a sound with a precision that some studies compare to low-grade sonar. What felt like psychic to you was just your cat's ears doing the math before your body finished the movement. Sixth, and this is the one that pulls everything together. When your cat purrs, most people hear comfort, contentment, a sign that everything is fine. But the frequency of a cat's purr, typically between 25 and 150 hertz, falls inside the exact range that researchers have identified as having measurable effects on biological tissue: bone density, wound healing, muscle repair. Cats purr when they're happy, but they also purr when they're injured, when they're giving birth, when they're dying. Which means the purr is not only an emotional signal, it's also a physiological tool, a self-generated healing mechanism that runs on the same frequency known to stimulate tissue regeneration. Your cat carries a built-in therapeutic device in their chest, and it runs constantly. So here's where that leaves us. Vertical pupils that adjust faster than any camera lens, eyes that process light twice, a body that corrects its own orientation in freefall without touching anything, a skeleton designed to compress through spaces that shouldn't fit, ears that hear the room before you do, and a chest that vibrates at the exact frequency linked to healing. None of this is magic. All of it is documented. All of it is real. But the thing is, your cat is not thinking about any of this. They're not aware that they're doing something extraordinary. They're just being exactly what they are. Completely, effortlessly, almost offensively well-designed. And they're doing all of it from your couch. If this video made you look at your cat a little differently, Share it with someone who has a cat and still thinks they're just a simple pet. They're not. They never were.